Hello guys, welcome to your 12 C++ tutorial. So today we are going to take a look at the second looping statement here. In this case, the while loop. So basically we saw the for loop, how the for loop worked in the previous tutorial, and then the while loop we are going to look at it and then the differences between them in a way. So the for loop, when you watch the previous tutorial, when we're using the for loop, we realized that we knew exactly at what point the loop was going to break. Okay, we knew that when we loop and we get to 100, the next one coming won't be able to the for loop won't be able to execute that particular one. So basically, we knew exactly where we're going to stop. Okay, now the while loop too also works in the same fashion as looping. You're supposed to do the same thing over and over again, but in the while loop you don't necessarily have to know where or at what point your loop should break or your loop statement should break out of the loop. So let me just demonstrate this for you. Say okay, since I wrote an infinite loop for the for loop, let me also write an infinite. Let me start by writing an infinite loop for the while, and then I'll take it from there. So basically, let me just say declare some variables. Let me declare a bool variable. Is it while? Okay, run and set that to true. Okay, I've declared a boolean variable called run, and I've set that to true. Now I'm going to go into my while statement. This is my while statement. Basically, I open this, and then whatever inside here is, if it executes to true, say 3 equals 3, that will always be true. Okay, or 2 equals to whatever statements here. If it evaluates this expression, okay, within this parenthesis and it is true, then the while this particular loop will be executing. So every time it comes, it will check this. Okay, if it is true, if this is true, then it will continue to execute. So what we could do here is just drop my run, while run, then it should execute. So we can also put out something like this. Therefore we use therefore execute, right? Therefore execute. Okay, so we have this. Okay, we have this and we can run it, we can execute this, and it should also give us the same infinite loop that we saw in the for loop. So there's not much of, as you can see, it's already is performing the same action as the for loop. Now we can stop this and go and then do something, do some small changes here. My tab, okay, I think my tab size has increased there. Okay, bring it back. Okay, I have to fix that. I think it's not using 8, I'm supposed to use 4. So here now we could write the previous program, the one that we wrote with the about counting the counting from 0 to 100, the even numbers within that range. We could do the same thing with the while loop. Okay, and that way we also know where we are going to stop. But let's say we are writing a robot program. Okay, let me not just a robot, an AI, and you are saying that you don't know, you just have a statement that should, when that statement is false, then the program should execute. Okay, now in that case you are going to use a while loop, because you don't know how many times your program is going to run until it finds a solution. Okay, you don't know how many times. If you say whilst true, if it should walk left and walk right, walk forward and walk backwards, if there is any dirt around, it should clean it. Okay, now if there is no dirt around, that way you can calculate, you don't know how many times the loop has to move around before the thing is able to completely accomplish the fact that there is no dirt, and then it should stay idle. Okay, so basically you realize that the for loop here, it won't be really effective here, since in this case we need to keep the thing running. Another example would be probably if you you have a particular program and a network. Okay, you want the program to be running, say it should be looking for potholes in your network or in your system, or just any vulnerabilities that it finds. It should keep running. You don't know for how long it's going to execute before it gets the potholes. So basically you can't use a for loop here since we don't know the end point or the break point of the loop. So that's why the while loop here will be very necessary to do that. Now while run, we could do something. We could write a little bit of complications here to just our previous video that we did. We can come here and declare a variable. That variable again int a, and set that to 0. This time around we are initializing it. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is go down here and I say it should see out whilst run. Okay, see out. What did we see out? I think we took out a, I think we kept a string here like this, a equals, and then we kept the a value. Okay, then I think we end the line there. Okay, I think this we did end the line. Okay, now when this happens, I'm saying that whilst this is true. Now run is always true unless something happens to it. So whilst true, then it should execute this. It should spit out the value of a for me. After spitting out the value of a for me, I'm going to check, okay, if a is less than, okay, if a is greater than, since our value is supposed to be less than 100 is less than or equals to 100, if I use the less than or equals to 100, is pointless because I want a statement that will be decisive. If I use less than or equals to 100, it means that my run will still be equals to true, but I just want a statement here, a control statement here, that will set my run to false so that this particular loop cycle will break. So if my a is greater than, if the a is greater than 100, okay, if it's greater than 100, now what we could do here, we could do several things. We could set run equals to false, and it's going to automatically get out of the loop. Okay, it's going to automatically get out of the loop. Now after doing that, since they are even numbers, as we saw in the other one, we can do the same thing here. So after, if the a is greater than 100, then meaning our run is false, but we need to increase the value of a here. So let's look at this. When it executes, let's look at how this program executes. So when we come here, we say run is equals to true. Now while true, we are going to say the a is equals to in the first case, that's 0. A is equals to 0. Now if a is greater than 100, which is false, so this one won't be looked at. So this case, meaning at that point run is still true, so this one is not executed. Run is still true, so we move into the next one, which increases a by 2. Then we come here again, and then the run is still true, so we put out the value of a, and this time it will be 2. Okay, then we keep going. Okay, then when we get here, we realize that a is greater than 100, so we set run to false, and then we increase the value of a by 2, and that gives us 102 as well, before we come out to now execute the thing again, and then we realize run is false. Since run is false, it won't be able to execute. So let's also spit out the value of a here. I'll show you. A is equals to a. Okay, is that a? Yeah, a is equals to a. Let me end the line there as well. Okay, so let's execute this and see what we have. Okay, so here, yes, you see a is equals to 102, and then go up. We started from 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then when we get here, our a is set to 104. Okay, so as expected, where we come and we We come and then we execute the program. At that point where a was 100 and is it 100, so when we, let me put it this way, we have a equals 0, then we execute the program. When a was 100, we came inside here and checked if is a greater than if a is greater than 100, set the run to false. Now a is not greater than 100. At that point a is equal to 100. So what do? We increase the value of a by 2. You get it? Now after increasing the value of a by 2, we come out of the loop, meaning we are now holding 102, and then we come inside here. At that point run is still true. Okay, so we come and put out this particular program, which means a is 102 here. Now we say if a is greater than 100 again, so here meaning a here is not greater than 100 since it's holding 102. Now 100, a is greater than 100, we have 102, so run is set to false, and run is set to false meaning it won't execute again. But our a, we are still increasing it here, that gives us 104. So our program executes down to 104, as you can see here. Now we could modify this code to look a bit better in our own fashion. Let me just comment this out. This is I don't think somebody would waste his time writing this lengthy code for just outputting this stuff. Now we could write it in another way. Okay, we could write a while a is less than or equals to 100. Okay, what can we do? Cout a equals a. Okay, then we end our line there, and then the next thing we want to do is increase the value of a by 2, since we are need to get an even number. Great, so this is it. This 1 2 is going to execute fine as long as a is less than or equals to 100. This should happen. So in this case our a will not run to 104 again. It will only run, and then when it's 102, it will recognize that a is 102 and that's greater than 100, so it won't execute that, but our a will be holding it. So our a will be holding the 100. So we can see out this one as well. So a equals, let me just put final a. Final a is set to a and end line. Good. So we can execute this one, and this one is going to work more like the one, exactly more like our for loop that we wrote. So as you can see, 0 to 100, and then final a is 102. So this is also a way of writing the whole even numbers thingy. So there are several ways of using the while loop. You can, even at this place, what we could do is, if a is greater than 100, what we could do is just break. Okay, that way we won't have to execute down to 102 for the a to be added again to 102 to 104. Sorry. So let me comment this one out, and then we see how that works. So it says where, yes, this place at this point. So if this break, so at this point this one is just it's not going to continue with this, it's going to break out of the while loop. So let's see what that gives us. Okay, you see 102, because at this point it's not able to go down, here for the a to be added again. So it just breaks. Once a is greater than 100, it just breaks out of the for while loop, and that is it. It's there. So this is the end of this tutorial, and I will see you guys in the next tutorial. Yeah, if you enjoyed the video, just feel free to subscribe and like it for the other videos that'll be coming. So I'll see you guys in the next one, and sleep tight. Well, if, no, not sleep tight, but do something, like do something stuff. I don't even know what to say. Alright, see you guys.